Hello, Renee Flamont here. As is evidenced, I was going to say, can I make that a verb? By the title, this is a sensitive topic. Renee Flamont here and Minnie. She's very sensitive today. That's why we're on the floor in her parlor filming, because she wants us over here today. Huh, baby? I was devastated, as many of us were, to hear about Twitch from the Ellen Show making that final decision for himself. And I think we as a society don't realize how many people may in fact have that train of thought running through their minds, okay? People, as they say, do not fake being happy. I mean, they don't fake being depressed. People fake being happy, right? So if you meet a happy person, you see a vivacious person like Twitch, who inspired this video. God bless him and his wife and his children. When you see someone like that and then they make this decision, we're shocked because we don't know what's been transpiring in their head. Because he was bouncing along, seemingly happy. Stop licking yourself. Seemingly happy, vivacious, seemed like he had it all together, and then this decision was made. So why am I making this? I worry about depression for people, especially at this time of year. It can be overwhelming for the reasons we've been discussing all week. You might be lonely. You might have depression. You might have bipolar. You might... The thing we always hear about is if somebody does have any one of these kinds of things and they're on medication and then they feel better, then they stop taking their medication and then they might make a harmful decision to themselves. I don't know Twitch's story. I don't presume to say that that was his story. But I worry about people at this time of year who are going through that kind of thing. The point that I'm trying to make with this video is at this holiday time, I think it's vital to check on people. And not just the ones who you think are obviously in need of it. Not just the ones that are alone. We talked about that last video. Not just the ones that are, no. If you love someone and you want to know how they are, this is the time of year to reach out to them. It doesn't have to be on the day of the holiday. It doesn't have to be, it could be any time during these few weeks of holiday time. You reach out, hello, auntie, hello, uncle. Just wanted you to let you know I love you and I remember this holiday when I was 8 and I'm gonna cry because I feel so bad that he felt that way and that anybody would ever feel that way. And you might say, well, how do you know? How do you know who to check on? You don't really. But again, if there's a list of people for whom you feel the love, reach out. Let them know how you feel. Have a chat. Listen between the lines. Ask how they are. Delve into it. Tell them how vital they are to you. I think that's probably all it could maybe take to stop someone. And you may have in your life stopped someone from making a final decision by doing just that, and you would never know. Right? We would never know. Twitch, again, we're using him for this example today, may have had that thought many times before. And maybe somebody reaching out, maybe his wife, maybe his children have stopped him along the way. But now he finally made this final decision. And all it could make me think was, somebody like that probably should not be left to their demons alone. So this is why I say at this time of year, this kind of feeling, these kinds of feelings are very much punctuated for people. If they are in a depression, okay. And it had nothing to do with being alone for him. He had a wife and 3 children. He just felt despair in that moment and made a final decision to cure a temporary problem. I don't know the problem. I don't know his mind. I don't know him. I don't know at all. But whatever it is, it's temporary. It will pass. And you might say, no, my problem's permanent. Here it is, XYZ. Okay, how you look at it can change. How you think others will view your problem can change. There is hope. Nothing is so dire. I truly believe that. And I also want you to take the time to look around and count your own blessings, which breaks my heart because I bet he did that and he still made that decision. How awful is that, right? It just kills me. Health and happiness for 100 years is what I said aloud in my prayers to my daughter nightly. And it's how I toast to everything. If we think about health and happiness individually, we recognize that they are indeed intertwined. Mental health is included in that. And if that is awry and somebody has depression of any sort, then they may not have the happiness you do. So take a minute, step back. If there's somebody in your life you suspect has any kinds of these issues, and say you haven't talked to them in a year, and you're like, well, I feel funny now out of the blue calling them. I don't care if you feel funny. Your phone call may do way more than you think. Having someone spend time talking to someone, you might not even realize it, but you could be talking them off a ledge. Just with a, hi, how are you? How have you been? I just want you to know I've been thinking about you. It makes me very sad that people can have that thought about themselves. And as I am probably the most dramatic person I think I know, and I feel so fortunate that I have never once, even not one time, ever had a suicidal thought. Look, I don't even want to say the word out loud. That's a blessing from above, I guess, because I've known people that have had thoughts. And I've known people who have executed that into action successfully. And it leaves a hole. It leaves a tremendous hole. It leaves unanswered questions. It leaves the question, why, forever. Forever. I think the first time I ever heard it, I used to watch, was it Sanford and Son? Freddie Prinze was on. And I heard, the headline. I was little, I was young, but it said Freddie Prinze killed himself. And I remember reading the article, and it said he had a 1-year-old son who is now Freddie Prinze Jr. that we've all known and loved for decades. And I thought, why? Oh my God, what could he have been? To this day, I'm sure, again, I don't know Freddie Prinze Jr., but to this day, I'm sure if the topic comes up, he wonders why. It's a question that plagues your people forever. If it's a thought anyone has ever had, or you know anyone, reach out to those people. Is it a Band-Aid? Might it help? It might. You don't know what will help. And if you know someone who is despondent, try to get them proper help where they can have someone to talk to. If it's you, if they can't afford therapy, I love when people say, oh, they should go to therapy. You know what? Therapy is not covered. Mental health therapy is not covered under a lot of insurance plans. People don't have $150 for 50 minutes 3 times a month. So you can't just say go get therapy to people, but you could maybe reach out and be the therapy, be the talker. You might say, well, we're amateurs. We might say the wrong thing. I don't think being there for someone, listening, don't feel you have to say anything then if you're nervous about that. Just listen. Be an ear. And just keep telling them they're loved and valued. I don't see any way, shape, or form how that could ever be bad or have a negative impact on someone, to be told they're valued. Especially this time of year when people are lonely and despondent. This is about valuing yourself, knowing your value to others, and recalling that value to yourself at distressing times, should you be one of the people that can maybe lean towards those kinds of thoughts. I can't imagine what Twitch was feeling. 3 kids, a wife. I think back to a job I had in the 80s. There was this guy who looked the part, blonde hair. The word yuppie was new. If this guy wasn't a yuppie, nobody was. Blonde hair, perfect haircut, round little glasses, wife, 2 kids. Everyone was blonde. They looked like a poster family. And he made the same choice as Twitch did. And we were shocked. And I think these feelings are more rampant than we even realize. And again, you may have once interceded someone's choice unbeknownst to you. Being kind, expressing love, expressing how you feel to others, if they're important to you, I think these things can help a person that's teetering. And you just never know who is on edge. I think we should go forth and spread love, not hate. I can't stand when I see hate online. It's everywhere. Just scroll by if you don't like something. Scroll by. You don't know what that person's feeling or going through. So instead of making the decision to stop and enter a hateful comment, instead of making the decision to yell at someone in the market because they did something or cut somebody off on, road rage or whatever it is, you have no idea what the person is going through in their day. I just wanted to mention this, you guys. It's a very tenuous time of year. My heart breaks for Twitch, and my heart breaks for his wife and his 3 children and his friends and his family. And I just, if there's one thing that we can end, if that could be it, that would be, everyone has value on this earth. And maybe it's up to us to spread a little more love and let everyone know that they're valued. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time.